We've heard about and we've seen these amazing hybrids on track at Le Mans, but I have John Litjens here today from Toyota Gazoo Racing, willing to share a little bit more detail. I'm going to ask some tough questions to try to get into some of the details and really understand what we have with these hybrid systems. So first question, John. I know in the past the Toyota used a combination of ultracapacitors and batteries to store the energy recovered on track. Is that still true?
No, we at the moment use fuel battery systems.
Okay, and where are you recovering the energy from? What parts of the car are you recovering energy from?
I mean, the energy is recovered purely from the brakes. We in our car do this on the front axle and the rear axle. If you see, for example, our competitor Porsche, they do it only on the front axle from the brakes, and they use the combustion engine to as well to recover the energy.
Okay. Great. And give us some numbers. What are we talking about when that energy that's stored is now given back to the race car? How much voltage, how much current? Can you give me some general numbers about this? Nothing that Porsche wants to hear, but some general numbers so the fans get a sense of what we're talking about.
For sure, there's quite some power developing. By regulations, it's allowed to go for 1,000 volts together. For sure, everybody tries to come to this limit. And from current point of view, you are around between 300 and 400 amps. In the end, you can say that the hybrid system delivers a bit more than 500 horsepower.
Wow, 500 additional horsepower. So help me do the math. Are we talking about more than 1,000 horsepower as we leave the corner?
If you have the combustion engine and the hybrid system for a short while together, yes, you're a bit over 1,000 horsepower.
A bit over 1,000. And how many times per lap is that used here at Le Mans on this track?
Okay, for sure it's a combination. As I said, the peak power is 1,000 horsepower, but in the end it's basically spread. You use the electric power to basically fill the gap where the combustion engine has a bit of a turbo hole. You use that. In the end, by regulation, it's allowed. We use 8 megajoule of electric energy per Le Mans lap.
Okay, thank you. And tell me a little bit about the developments from last year to this year. We know the pace of progress at Toyota never stops for their street cars and their race cars. So what has been the difference since last year to this year?
I mean, we had relative stable regulations, which is one of the targets of the SEO and FIA to have 3-year stable regulations. Nevertheless, there was, to basically not break the cars too quick, there was an aero regulation change, which we tried to, for sure, to not lose any performance, which so far looks like we recovered quite well. And the other quite important development, as well linked to the road cars, is in the end the thermal efficiency of the combustion engine. In the end, by regulation, we have a fixed amount of fuel, which we can use per lap. In the end, you just want to get as much as possible power out, and this you only can improve by improving the thermal efficiency.
Interesting, great. And then the last question, are you able to share with me, give us a sense for how fast the cars are going around the corners? We know they make a lot of downforce. Are we talking about 3 Gs of cornering, maybe more than this, around some of the fastest corners here at Le Mans?
The fastest corners here at Le Mans are for sure the post curves, where you have still a speed of around 280 kph. So yeah, you reach around 3 to 4 G. Yeah.
3 to 4 Gs lateral. Great, thank you so much for this information. It's very interesting for us.